2024 and published in the Morris Newspaper and the Daily Record. And by posting of such resolution on the bulletin board in the Borough Hall, all of the above actions being in accordance with NJSA 10:4-6. Roll call, please.
Mayor Coleman.
Present.
Mr. Broom. Ms. Virgo.
Present.
Mr. Cortese.
Present.
Ms. Goddard.
Present.
Ms. Kelly.
Present.
Mr. Wagner.
Present.
And we have some special guests with us here tonight that we'll start our meeting off with, and then you guys can either stay or you can proceed home, whichever you wish, whatever you're comfortable with. And I'll have Kathy introduce the people that are here tonight.
Yes, please, Alex, come up and say hi to Mayor Carr
Hello, everyone.
and our council members.
Hello.
And Alex is in his, what, is your senior year, Alex?
Yes, senior
Okay,
year.
and this is the presentation. He has been okayed by not only the commander at the VFW, but also the Eagle Scout, not the Eagle Scout, sorry, the Boy Scout.
Yeah, Fishback
Official,
advisor.
yes,
My
yes.
Eagle advisor has approved of it.
correct.
So I'm
And,
ready to
and
start.
Ron Swanson is here, or there he is, Ron Swanson. His actual title, his real title is Eagle Coach. So Ron, thank you for being here tonight to watch this presentation. I think everybody will enjoy it. Mayor Carr?
Thank you. And Alex, why don't you let us know who's here with you?
So I had my mom and dad here with me as well. They've been through every single step of the way, so can't really do it without.
They look very happy and proud.
Hopefully.
Very good.
Hopefully.
The floor is all yours, sir.
Alright, so the project that I'm currently pursuing is a project at the VFW Post 3401, and I'm doing a mock grave beautification. So the project was presented to me by the Commander D'Armentio because he believes that the mock grave that they have currently is not respectful, and it is deemed by him not in a worthy condition. It seen by the picture, it has mold and it's not really white anymore, which is what it was originally. And I agreed to install a whole new one. I feel like doing that would greatly benefit and the community as well as the VFW Post by creating a better space to have service and honor the fallen veterans. Yeah, the location is at the VFW Post, and the significance of the location is that it is a gathering place for local veterans and it is the end stop at the Memorial Day Parade. So that site will get a lot of use from both the veterans and well as everyday Morris Plains residents. So the location of the new mock grave I chose is a little bit to the left of the original one, and the original one will stay there up until the new one fully is developed. This is a better visual. The new mock grave will be with white stone inside, will be defined by white stone surrounded by black darker stone around it, and flagstone pathways with plantings inside the black stone to offset and just create a more welcoming environment with a lot of color. I'm planning on installing a headstone, which would be a Normandy cross, as well as a new flagpole. Yeah, so the new headstone that I've decided along with the commander would be a Normandy cross, and the cross will not be engraved to keep it exact to the original one as possible. The original one was made out of PVC and wood, and this one will be cast out of Portland cement. So here's
And a heavy cross.
yeah, it'll be set in the ground so nobody knocks it over when they're playing softball. So here's a bit of a timeline of what my drawings first looked like. So the first one all the way on the left is just basically a whiteboard sketch of I need to do this, and here's what it would look like if I do it in 5 minutes. So the original plan was to have two flag poles, one with the American flag and another with armed services and POW flag. It would be surrounded by mulch and planted more plantings, and it was the same flagstone path. Then the second one, which I presented to the commander, and he made some changes, which was still the mulch. This is just in more detail with more measurements. The mulch is there, and we decided on one flagpole because again, to keep it as original as possible to the existing one. So here's what it is in front of you, the final project rendering. The whole area that I'm planning on working on is 212 square feet. The white grave area is 16 1/3 square feet. The dark stone area is 87 2/3, and the flagstone is 108 square feet. Each individual flagstone full piece is 2 by 2 by 1 inch. So we have cuts that we have to make if we want to layer it, and we have extra pieces if we need. The flagpole will be 15 feet high with an external halyard because they usually raise and lower a flag to half mast during all of their ceremonies. The flag will be 3 by 5 feet, and the Normandy cross we have decided we have approximately just 3 feet high by 2 feet wide. The phases of the project, this is like typical for any scouting, is planning and approval, which I have done. Fundraising, which I passed out to all a QR code with my GoFundMe page. I've raised $2,500 some dollars out of $3,000, which is the goal, and any additional funds will go back to the VFW as a charitable donation. The site preparation the site has been marked by me, and I'm getting clearance by 811 to start digging. And then installation of materials, which would be putting down the flagstone, layering the dark stone and the white, and offsetting it so that the white stone is higher than the dark stone, just to create more contrast and to establish the grave itself. So the materials that I bought plants as like boxwoods, just so that it's not too big, it's gonna stay in this one little area, and it's just gonna offset from the dark stone, not interrupting the flow of the whole piece. As well as the flagstone was gifted to me, donated by my neighbor. He donated 30 pieces, and I have polished and cleaned. Here's another picture of the flagstone. There's all the pieces. There's the pieces on the right. The rightmost pieces are cuts and pieces that are not full, so we can use those for cuts if we need. So the safety plan is just all scouts will be wearing protective gear, standard protective gear, gloves, safety goggles, proper footwear like hiking boots when we're digging. Power tools will be owned, like compactor and wetsaw will be used by adults, so no scouts will have a turn on the power compactor, it would just be adults, so they can tell you about that, so that's usually fun. We would use a handheld one. And all activities will be following the BSA Guide to Safe Scouting. The expected outcome, the project will create a dignified, more accessible space for the veterans to remember their fallen service members. And it, again, like I said before, it contributes to community events, Memorial Day and Veterans Day, bringing the community together. So yeah, here's me staking out the project and the cop pulling over someone in the background. But that just somehow happened to be there.
Morris Plains Police.
Good job, Chief.
Yeah, so I staked it out with pink line and marked it, so that right there, should be still up at the post. If anyone would like to go check it out, that should be still there, and the markings by the people who I called for A11 should be there as well. Yeah, there is an approximate number, $2,567. I'm 86% of the way there, but that is an example of what the GoFundMe page will look like when you click on it, when you scan the QR code or anything like that. Here's another picture of our workday. We power washed and sprayed with soap all the flagstone, and it looks basically brand new. we got rid of a lot of the streets that we're on, and we just gotta say which side we're putting forward and which side we're putting in the ground. Couple of project milestones that I have and stuff that I have coming up. All the scheduled work days have been sent out to my troop, as well as sent out to my friends who are looking for service hours for National Honor Society. We have, I called 911 on the 15th. 811? Not 911.
There was a slide before 911.
Yeah.
We'd love to.
You would like to show up. Yeah, 811 was called. They gave me the green light to go start, and they've just been checked out. I think it's, how many do I have? 6 or 7 of them? Yeah, 6 was the updated number out of the 11 that is needed. Yeah, there is another QR code. That one isn't working, I guess. I don't know. But thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you very much.
I certainly appreciate your imagination, first of all, because this is a fantastic project that we have. Something that hundreds, if not thousands of people will see from now until doomsday, right? We have Veterans Day coming up.
Yes.
Is your plan to have it finished by Veterans Day or not?
If I can, I would love to have it done, but if I can't, they will still have the original one to be raised and lowered and do all their ceremonies by then. If I could get access to the DPW services to do the digging for me, or help me with the digging at least, then I think that would knock off 2 or 3 days entirely of my project and help me get closer to that November 11th or even 10th goal.
No pressure here at all.
Yeah, I know. And I also age out in January, so.
You're under pressure that quickly.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Get it sooner than later.
Yeah, so I certainly don't think that having the road department is gonna be an issue. Kathy will help you facilitate that, I think, with the guys over there. But, one question I do have, and I did see it all staked out there.
Yes.
So it really looks good. I think it's positioned really nice. And
Thank
it's
you.
really gonna look terrific. I'm really excited about it. And, does the flagpole have a light?
They did not want a light on it,
Okay.
but I'm sure that can be installed if the post wants a light, then
Okay, that's
it's,
fine.
yeah. The plan was to just keep it original as possible.
Okay. And do you have a flag yet for it?
I do not have a flag yet. I'm still ordering the flagpole currently.
So I will donate a 3x5 flag.
Alright. Thank you so much.
Best
Thank
of luck
you,
to
Mayor.
you moving forward. Congratulations. I think it's a good project.
Thank you.
It'll be seen by a lot of people for many years. So thank you very much. Nancy.
Great, I love it too. I think it's gonna really bring some dignity to that memorial, and, it's gonna be fantastic. But I have a couple questions.
Okay.
One is, and I probably should know this, and I'm not trying to ask you a trick question, but what is a Normandy cross? Why is it called that?
So the Normandy Cross was used for the veterans who stormed the beaches of Normandy.
Mhm.
It's just a different style of
So
cross.
if I
that
went
was
there
made.
to see that memorial on the beach, they would have all that style, all the
Yes,
same?
every
I've
single
seen
cross
pictures
should be
of it,
made, yeah, like that.
Okay, so that's known as a Normandy cross
Yes.
now. Okay. And then the other question I have is, I know the answer if I did the project, but you went from mulch to
Mhm.
stone.
Yes.
Tell me, what was that process? What happened there?
So, I originally was mulch because it was, that was my first thought, and it was cheap. So, then I brought it up to the commander, and he said that he wanted to keep it as low maintenance as possible with the weeds or like something getting out, or like wind blowing through it and messing the whole project up just because there's mulch in there.
Yeah, good decision. Great. Anything else?
Yes.
Dennis.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Say something or not? Thank you for being here. I put this project on yesterday. Because I think, I've had the honor of being at some of the ceremonies.
Mhm.
And I always say to myself quietly, like, that really needs to be redone, you know?
Yeah.
So I think this is awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait, yeah, just a couple questions, Alex. You said, so you have to, what does the flagstone lay on top of? What does that sit on?
The flagstone will lay on the crushed stone,
Okay.
sand, and a weed barrier,
Right,
just so
right.
nothing grows in it, and we'll
Got it
have
all
it
figured out.
Yeah,
Okay,
tight
cool.
together so to make sure nothing grows in it.
And the flagpole, like, you have to order that? I mean, how's it, the VFW helps you do that? Order the flagpole or what?
Yeah, I think the plan is to order a new one, but we could still repurpose the one that is
Okay.
used. It depends on like how accessible that one is, cause that one would need to be cleaned and sanded down, and I'm pretty sure there's still like lead paint on that one, so I don't know.
Get new, man, get new.
We don't understand
Lead
that.
paint.
New. And how is that anchored? Is that cement? Is that cement?
Yes, that would be cemented in the ground, as well as the cross that would be cast.
Nice. Dude, let's go, hurry up.
Did you speak specifically about how you're gonna do the cross? I think you told me beforehand about the cross. Did you mention that to everyone? About what it's made of and how?
Yeah, it's gonna be cast out of Portland cement. We have like an AutoCAD system that we're still working on the design of it. We're gonna cast a mold and then cast the cement inside the mold, and then stick a piece of rebar in the bottom of it to further cement it in the ground.
I just wanna say thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing your parents and Ron Swanson as well. Your presentation was absolutely excellent. I'm
Thank
very
you.
proud of you for being here tonight. Thank you. And I think your project is excellent.
Thank you.
Joe?
Yes, I just echo what Kathy said. I mean, really tremendous job with the presentation, and thanks to all the supporters coming too. I love the idea, very similar to Dennis, whenever, we go every Memorial Day for the ceremony, and every time I'm there, I'm like, it looks so lonely.
Yeah.
And I think that the flagstone, I love that idea, because you know what? It's gonna make it a destination, right?
Mhm.
People are gonna see it, they're gonna be interested in what it is, then they're gonna have time to walk around it
Yeah.
and have it be a place for people, even for solace, right?
Mhm.
To say a prayer, whatever it is that they wanna do, so I think that's gonna be a really great addition. And I just think it's a great project, so
Thank you.
congratulations.
Sal?
Really impressed with, especially I love to see pictures.
Thank you.
Just on the outside, are you planning on putting an edger?
Yeah, there would be edging around.
Okay, I'm gonna donate that to you.
Thank you.
I donate to Blue Storm, you're gonna have quarry process. I have reclaimer galore in my yard.
Okay.
That, just let me know when I deliver, and I can
Okay.
help you out with that.
Thank you.
I'm a mason by trade, so
Thank you so much.
call me when you need it. The Bluestones, if there's any, when they're 50-50, just let me know and I'll swap them out for you.
Okay.
I crush them and I recycle them.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, thank
If
you
there's
so
any
much.
pieces that are too thin, that your friend gave you too thin, we'll take a look at it.
Mhm.
You know, if it's too thin, it can pop up.
Yeah.
So you wanna use like an 1.5 to 2 inch when it's dry.
Okay.
But I'd be happy if you want to.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you so much.
And good luck.
Yeah.
Very noble task over there.
Just one other thing, there's a community breakfast on Saturday or Sunday coming up. So maybe you wanna speak to somebody at the Rotary, pass some of these out over there.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe you will exceed your goal there.
Wink, wink.
I could see a flyer with a little QR code on all the tables.
Yeah.
One mind's eye.
Yes, yes.
That would be okay.
We have an Eagle Scout here that's already, so the chief of police is already an Eagle Scout, and maybe he's got some advice for you.
Just a few years ago.
Just
Um,
recently.
No, just, I've seen a lot of projects come through Borough Hall. I've seen a lot of projects, including my own, and nothing probably as humbling and honoring as this one. Get a little choked up actually even thinking about what you're gonna do for veterans, future, past, and present. So, if you need hands, I'm willing to come help you. I've offered that before, but, this one is, like I said, quite moving, so let me know, and I'll be happy to come over and lend a hand, and, I'm gonna send the QR code to our PBA, and hopefully they can make a donation as well, because it's quite a worthy cause.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, good luck.
Do you take checks?
I can't.
They take anything.
Yeah, I'll take anything.
I have one thing.
Venmo, Zelle,
I have one
everything.
thing.
Go ahead.
Okay, I would just like to add, your project is not on borough property.
Yes.
Okay? And I just want to say that tonight, because everybody needs to know that we have a great relationship with the VFW of Post 3401. I'm an auxiliary member and I love what they do, and we all love what they do, and for you to do this is extra, for me, in my eye, extra special. So thanks again, Alex, I appreciate it.
So I think, just from the sounds of it, you have an overwhelming okay to go ahead with the project. But since you already had it staked out, I really don't think you needed our okay, but,
Yeah.
you know, I really wish you best of luck again. It's a great project. Anybody that you have to get in contact with, just call Kathy and she'll get you the numbers to the chief or Sal or somebody. Coordinate with her with DPW and we'll get the project up and running or sort of things, okay?
Yeah.
Best of luck, thank you for coming out, you did a fantastic job, it's a great
Thank
project. Thanks, Mom.
Good job.
Like I said, you're more than willing to stay if you want. If you wanna go home and watch the Yankees and the Mets, that's up to you.
Sorry about
Crash.
Sorry, I'm very sorry about that.
That's
That's
all
all
No
right.
worries.
We want to
Okay.
lose
I also have a binder if you want to post looks at what I have. I set it down, I
Thank you.
where it was.
Can we give this to Kathy and then you can get it back to you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There's a lot of extra copies in each picture, or each, yeah, in each picture, so take as many as you want.
We will, and we'll get it back to you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alex, what number Eagle Scout are you
Either 101 or 102.
You'll be over the hump.
Yeah.
What does that mean, 101 or 102?
The number of Eagle Scouts in our incredible.
Alex, I see your Eclipse patch on the back, did you go?
Ron, thank you for being here.
In 2017, I was in good, so.
Oh, wow.
I don't see many scouts with this, with the patch on my back, so.
That's cool. So will you get?
Thanks, Chief. Appreciate you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, Max. Yeah, Max. And Armand.
Ron, thank you again.
You guys. Really text me.
Congratulations on 101 or 102. We have to be, it's more, very important. Very important.
You took it out.
Okay, thanks, everybody. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
leaving too.
You can
You
stay.
can stay.
It's quiet here, right?
Thank you, everybody, I think
Thank you for being here.
Yes.
Thank you. No, I don't think so.
Dennis? No. Kathy?
No, let me check my list. Hold on. No, I don't, I'm sorry.
Not for conference.
I have this, question on the comp time. The right time to talk about it now or until later? We have our manual, policy manual, and it refers to comp time. One of our employees, just hired one of our employees, asking for comp time, but he's not, he or she is not on the manual, or that position was never created either. I need to clarify that.
So I think everything is written out in the policies and procedures manual that everybody has.
Even though he's a new employee and that.
It's a new role.
New role?
Until that changes, I think that has to remain in effect.
You can't just make an edit to the manual?
Well, the manual gets updated every 3 years, but it's also, it's an ordinance as well, it's gotta be codified, right? So I think, right, is that right? It's an
Yeah,
ordinance?
it's in our ordinance.
I don't think we have to wait 3
Well,
years.
you don't wait 3 years.
It's still an ordinance, so we still have to I'm just going off the top of my head
Yeah.
here, so, you know,
I mean.
first I'm hearing of this as well, so.
I-
I think there's steps to
at
change
first
it, and I
we
think
had-
there has to be a discussion on what gets changed and why or whatever. I know that there was another discrepancy with the comp time that Roseanne has taken care of and gone reverted back to where it goes in the personnel manual. So that, you know, I don't know if you can make an exception without making that exception or looking at other people's, areas of comp time as well, so. It's not just as simple as, just change it.
Who currently works after hours and gets comp time? Roseanne?
Only the secretaries of
And
the board.
DPW with snow,
The snow only is DPW,
snow.
the board secretaries for their meetings,
Right.
and it has to be used that week,
Right.
okay, whatever it is, which is another issue that I'll be addressing, because that's being abused as well, so
Mhm.
there's
But I did see that there's a statute, there's a state statute about exemptions for certain, certain types of, officials, like emergency personnel and things like that. I think police are exempt from,
the chief doesn't get the comp time.
right. There's an exemption. Can you find out, John? I saw
I'll
it
take a look
somewhere
at
and I
it.
can't remember where.
Thank you, everybody.
And I think there was a fire, exemption as well, but I don't know if it's for prevention or if it's for fire chief,
Okay, I'll take a
but,
look. So what is the need, well, I mean, this is another story for another day, really. As of now, comp time should be adhered to with what's described in the personnel manual.
I think what we're asking is that if we wanted to change that for this individual, because there are very few employees that don't leave here at 4:30. This person is one of them who does have things that are part of his responsibilities after hours, so.
All right, we'll get to hours as well, because now hours is another thing. You know, in our personnel manual, the hours are 8:30 to 4:30, okay? And there are people that aren't doing 8:30 to 4:30. So that, we're gonna revert back to that as well. You know, we've gotten away from following the rules of the personnel manual. That's what it's there for. If the council desires to change that, then there's processes and steps to do that.
This employee asked permission, right? And we
I
gave
have
them
to,
permission.
I have to say,
Yeah.
Well, I
our
don't-
committee,
So
when we
working for
met,
8 hours is just 7:30 to
listen.
3:30.
First of all, it didn't come up in front of the council.
that's,
For a
that's,
vote,
I'll
right?
I'll take the blame, I didn't
So
see.
you can't just have three of you making a decision for the whole entire council, or asking permission from a committee for
Why are you getting it?
the entire council, because that shouldn't have happened.
I let my guard down with my committee in the sense that I thought the 35 hours were 35 hours, and I apologize. I thought it was for the betterment of Marshlands, but the manual supersedes what my committee thought was the right thing to do, and we will go and follow the proper channels to make everything workable. Stay within the laws of the manual.
There's
So
a
it's gonna change
discussion,
it.
discussion to be made.
Discussion, yes.
You know, meetings are one thing, what is the purpose of comp time in other areas?
What are the
I don't
things
know.
that this person says that are his responsibilities after hours, that are part of his job, that he's expected to do, but don't fall within the 35 hours? What are examples?
Did we ever do a responsibility, what his roles and what everything, did we ever define his position 100%?
Yeah, there's a whole list.
Well, I don't think we finished it.
What do
We
you
talked
mean?
about it, as to what the job description.
There's a job description.
Yeah, there is.
So I think the question here was coming in an hour.
No, there's two issues. There's flex time, which is instead of 8:30 to 4:30.
Mhm.
That's the issue that he just brought up, the mayor.
Right.
But the other issue is that this person does have responsibilities that happen later in the day, evening time, where they have to conduct certain, and do you know what those are? Cause I'm sure that you just.
Well, for.
I think we're getting off track here, but.
We gotta be a little careful too, we didn't provide this employee with any kind of rights notice or anything like that either, so I'm giving you guys a little bit of rope to talk about it, but,
I can call you back on that.
Okay.
But here's the thing, like Roseanne will stay here, oh no, you get comp time, right?
Only for meetings.
Only for
For meetings.
meetings. If
But then
I'm
other
here-
meetings, sometimes you're here, you don't get comp time for it.
No, only
Or how about
strictly
Anna?
for meetings.
If she's,
Anna's here every day
She's
till
sometimes here
5:30
till
or
11
whatever.
o'clock.
She never gets any.
does she get,
You stay when you have something to do.
Yeah, I've been here, I
She
was
doesn't
here
get
last
paid for
Friday
it.
till
Right,
almost 5
Right,
o'clock.
thank you.
Okay, I thought we were gonna.
But
Yeah, well, let's
here
just,
for
we'll
meetings.
all right,
take the
All right,
committee, if
thank
you'd
you
like
much.
to be involved with the
All right.
discussion, since I know.
Well, thank you, everybody, for your
everybody's
input.
now at least filling in what's happening. Anything else, Al?
no, that's all, thanks.
Anybody else, conference? I did have well, first, the easy one is the clock has been scheduled, the Rotary clock has been scheduled to be delivered November 7th. Tentative, I guess, but that's when they're telling us, and I do not have an installation date yet for it. See, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but the other one now is down.
Yeah, they were.
The new anchors are in, for the new clock they put in, and of course the electric is already there, so, we'll see when that finally happens.
Great.
I had I gave the letters out to, I emailed them out to everybody yesterday, I believe Roseanne did. I had a meeting with, I think there's about 17 people at the meeting for the Water Authority. I had Hanover Township's mayor there, Morris Township's mayor and administrator, Morristown's mayor, administrator and attorney, Harding Township's mayor and their attorney, the Water Authority's director and their attorney, and then I had the Hurstmont Estates developers, people there, along with the KRE group people, sitting in one room, discussing what they have to do or what the towns want to do about providing them or extending water service into Harding for about 300 units, some of which are affordable and some which are senior housing. We were in there for a couple hours going back and forth, and you see the other letters from these attorneys from the developers and from Harding, you saw. And if we don't provide them water, we probably will end up getting sued, the four municipalities and the Water Authority for this service. To me, I don't know. I'm very leery about giving now our water or resources out to other municipalities and towns for these large-scale projects, moving forward, since we have our affordable housing obligation, which we do not know our numbers yet. Our last one turned out to be nearly 650 units here in town. I know Hanover Township is probably only, I think, around 15% built out from their round 3, so they still have thousands of units to build for round 3, but now round 4 is coming. And the same with the Morris Township and Morristown. My feeling is we have to try to at least protect our residents and our resources for what the 4 municipalities have to provide in the future here coming up. Currently, the Water Authority buys water from other water companies to provide us with our drinking water. They also do have their own, and they do buy some from the Morris County MUA as well. But with everybody else putting in all these units throughout the county, wherever it may be, there's also other people pulling from these resources. You know, where does it end? And are we gonna be in a tough spot or a bind moving forward? I don't know, but I'd almost not wanna take that chance. We do provide water service out to Harding and some other municipalities for one house or another, which is fine, I don't have a problem with that, but now you're getting into larger scale developments. Like I said, this is nearly 300 units, and who knows how much further that will go into the future. I'm sure they'll have a 4th round obligation. Maybe they'll build on this piece of property again now that we've already provided water. maybe they'll end up building 200 more units or whatever, who knows? So, you know, kind of based on that, the other towns are going through the same thing, talking to their councils and whatnot, and, gonna have an answer to them by the end of the month. We don't have another council meeting before the end of the month, hopefully we can get some sort of clarification on which way the council would wanna lean towards this. It's probably a non-winnable lawsuit, I realize that, I think the other municipalities realize that. But again, I think you have to protect, at least put your best foot forward to try to protect the resources for our residents here and our future development, moving forward, so. Is there questions or comments or feelings, from anybody on this issue?
Who supplied water to the previous building that was there? It was an existing.
The existing building where the water is currently in Morris Township. So it's right on the Morris Township, Harding line. And, again, the sewage for that is gonna be going to Morris Township, right? So now it's two resources that another town or municipality or developer or whatever is using, right? We use Morris Township as a sewer plant as well, right? So, you know, all these things in time are gonna end up costing. Are you gonna have to drill more wells? Are they gonna have to pipe more water from wherever? I don't know where, whatever. Are you gonna have to expand on a sewer plant? Other municipalities have been doing that, 6 million, 16 million, whatever it is. Who's on the hook for all this? I think it's the residents in my town anyway that are gonna be on the hook for this moving forward, so. Currently, that's where the water is provided for the, on-site water of that office building off of Mount Kimball.
Are they building more housing because they know they're gonna get water from us?
Oh, these
I
are
mean-
already proposed, approved
Approved housing?
housing, yeah. This is one of the last steps that they need
To make sure they have water for them?
to get the projects off the ground.
And why would they sue us? Cause we say no?
Yeah, because we're not providing it for them, and, you know, they'll probably, like I said, they'll probably end up winning because the resource is right there. But, you know, we just can't keep giving and giving and giving and laying down. That's my opinion, but, you know.
Who else is providing water for them? What other towns, what other municipalities?
No, there's the 4 municipalities
That's it?
that are involved with the SMCMUA.
Harding mostly has well water.
SMCMUA.
Yeah, they don't have any of their own water.
They have no
Okay.
city water, except for these few.
They may get
homes.
something from Bernardsville, I don't, you know, whatever.
When a house catches on fire there.
There is another line, I think it's about a mile down that another water company, that they would have access to. They were supposed to find out, from the DEP whether they would, because it's really regulated by the DEP, whether the DEP would let them use that other water authority to supply them with water. We haven't got an answer yet from them.
I know.
It's
Madison
about a
had-
mile down the road, so that obviously there's gonna be a much greater cost to them in that development. But, you know, that's
I'm
not
pretty
my.
sure Madison had their own water utility.
I can't talk for other towns, I don't know whether they do or not.
It looked like in the literature and the letters from the attorneys that there's a regional obligation for the region to supply the resources necessary for these affordable housing projects.
Right.
But I mean, is Harding gonna help pay for our schools when we have to build our affordable housing projects?
Well, that's a good
It's
question.
a good question, and it's
And,
exactly
So,
what he.
I feel like it's a slippery slope, and I agree, I don't think we can win, but what I think it does by getting sued and going that extra step is saying, it's putting a line in the sand and saying like, all these expectations are being put on these municipalities for all this additional housing, and we don't have the infrastructure.
And again, I wanna just reiterate and emphasize, I'm not against affordable housing.
Yeah, I know.
It is not the affordable housing aspect or the senior citizens aspect that it's the large development. It's 300, we just gave Parsippany 600 units over here off of Johnson Road, we just gave them water, okay? That one, that's 300 units, that's nearly 1,000 units, in just two developments
And
here.
that's not even round
And that's
four.
not even, that's not counting anything else that's gonna be forced on us by the state, moving forward. That regional obligation is nearly 81,000 units in this region, Region 2, whatever we're in here.
Yeah.
81,000, okay? Where do all those resources come from?
Right, I think that, you know, if it was just the affordable units, but it's, the builder gets to build 5.
And make money.
For every,
Yeah,
by
they-
market rate for every affordable,
They
so
reap the
therefore he
benefits
gets.
and we're
Make money and money.
holding the bag, so.
So I think, you know, the state has to recognize that as these crises of resources, you know, start to ping pong around the state, it's untenable, and it's a way to send a message. I think it's a stronger way to send a message than some other avenues that we've been looking at. So, I'm for at least holding our ground at this point, right now.
Can you,
Can
can
you
you
just go around the table first and then we'll.
Can you say what the feel is from the other municipalities who are part of that?
The other ones are going amongst their council. I
Same
know
way.
Morris Township, no, I'm not gonna speak for another.
Right, yeah, that's what I meant, you can't really say.
But, we'll see where, all 4 municipalities, whether it's 1 or 4, all 4 have to agree for it to go forward. So if one municipality out of the 4 says no, then it's no, so everybody has to be in agreement, so. I don't know where the other.
Be nice if, you know, everyone followed.
It doesn't
suit.
matter, you know.
Oh, I know, it would just look
To
like,
me,
you
it
know,
doesn't
unified.
matter, it would look unified, I think, yeah, I think everybody is unified, I think there may be, I don't know if everybody will, or if everybody join in, just because of certain circumstances that different municipalities are in, but.
Timing's
Doesn't
terrible, because we don't even know what our affordable obligation is gonna be for the next round, so the timing's terrible.
The timing is terrible, and there is only right now about 500,000 gallons of water, to play with, okay? From what they can put out a day under their permit and what is being used. 500,000 gallons, what's that? Nothing. Here we are with 17 days now without rain or whatever it is. What are the reservoirs at already?
Right.
Okay, I know they'll get built, that water will be used somewhere, I know that, and we all know that, but, people have to start thinking and waking up here a little bit, in my opinion, because this is ridiculous, what's happening here.
Along those lines, on a separate topic, it wouldn't be bad to start looking at conservation efforts all year long, just saying, that's a separate topic, but.
Kathy? Questions?
No, I have nothing else.
Joe?
Yeah, so that's I agree, I think there almost should be a mandate that when these opportunities come up for developers, that they kind of flip the process and assess the resources before they start any other part of the project, right?
Well, they did.
Well, no, I mean from a water perspective, a land use perspective, all those different types, environmental perspective, right? That should be the first thing that they think about before, right now it's the tail end, and it's almost like they're like, well, they're gonna have to give it to us because everything else got approved and all we want is water. Well, water is one of, to me, it's one of the most important parts of the project.
Yeah, again, the water authority has the capability to do that project with the resources that they have now. There's 500,000 gallons about roughly, wiggle room, okay, I'll say, but that's nothing, right? And, these are mandates from the state that come down. Look what they did to us over here, it was commercial, now it's residential over there, right?
Right.
So they don't take any of that into consideration, and they jammed this bill down our throat back in December, without taking any of that into consideration,
may very
period.
well
They can
jam it
change
down.
whatever they want, and, anyway, I'm gonna tangent.
I just have like a silly question too, like just about reservoirs. Like, does that ever come up in terms of,
You figure the DEP or the EPA or somebody would scratch their head and say, where's it all coming from, but somebody
Right.
better dig another one, right?
that's what I'm thinking with
Really?
Harding,
Right.
there's a lot of land there.
One of those
Dig one out,
suggestions.
make one.
One of the suggestions was, they don't have to, they whatever, so. But anyway, anything else, Joe?
Oh, that's it.
Sal?
I'm for holding the ground, absolutely.
So-
My heart is, because you have like 15% of affordable housing, but the 85% is for profit. So you gotta look at with that perspective. So if you were to tell me, give it to the people down in water for the 50% for low-income housing, I would almost entertain that. But for the whole project, no.
Maybe if it was standalone,
Right.
affordable, I'd probably think a different way. But the standalones, I forget the number, it's not that many.
But the other thing is, when there's
60,
a drought.
whatever the number is.
When there's a
60,
drought, they
15%.
tell you, hold off on water, no sprinkler, so we're at capacity, we're close to capacity, you know?
That's
As
exactly
soon as
right.
we have a little drought, all of a sudden, the flags start coming up. So I don't know what position
sure.
these 4 towns are in to entertain that, but like I said, for affordable housing, I could move a little bit, but we'll see what they come up
So we'll
with.
see, so from what I'm hearing, everybody is in agreement of not accepting these applications to Harding, is that correct?
Yes.
Correct.
So when the time comes, that message will be relayed, I don't know by John or how.
I'll take care of it.
We have till the end of the month, so.
That's your next meeting, follow them?
No, there will be no other meeting.
That's it.
That was the deadline that
Okay.
everybody agreed upon at that meeting, so. And I really give everybody kudos that came to get all these people in the same room to talk about this is, it's a pretty monumental feat nowadays, so it really was good. Affordable housing, we'll be talking again about lawsuit for the affordable housing. Joining that coalition with the other towns. I think that needs a little bit more discussion. I meant to look to see how many towns are now involved with that lawsuit. I think everybody has seen the articles. I think there are 20-something now, 28-ish maybe, something along those lines that have joined. It seems to be gaining some traction and whatnot, but we do have a affordable housing portion of our meeting at our next meeting, and I think some of that stuff may be brought up in that meeting. We'll see where all that all ends, but I think I gave the people the information for that lawsuit. If you don't have it or you can't find it, whatever, let me know. I'll get it back to you, but I think the council really should consider that, yes or no, and tag on to those other municipalities or whatever, so read the lawsuit.
I read all of it, I have concerns, but whenever
Yeah.
we're ready to discuss
Yeah,
it.
so, probably November, whenever it is, whatever it is.
November 14th,
14th,
yeah.
whatever it is,
Mhm.
That's just one meeting.
Yes, the date.
And I think that's all I have right now. That's all I have.
Well, that was
Do
it.
you need an executive session? Anybody?
No,
Nothing?
no.
No? Do you have anything? We're waiting on, just an update on one Jim Fear, we're waiting on some disconnects. John Sig had a walkthrough with the demolition company, and so we're just, waiting on for some disconnects, so hopefully any day it's
You
ready to
disconnect
go.
water and gas and all that?
Yeah, the electric and blah, 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 whatever. So once that all takes place, they're all ready to go, and shouldn't be long.
Good.
Okay, all right. Is there a motion to adjourn conference, I'm sorry?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? The ayes have it, thank you very much.